Brian Murphy knows how to win. He believes that with the right attitude, energy, and effort, anything is possible. It's my pleasure to introduce one of our outstanding alumnus, Mr. Brian Murphy.
Thank you, President Thrasher, Provost Sally McCrory, members of the FSU Board of Trustees, distinguished deans, faculty, family members, and FSU students. And congratulations, class of 2017. When I was coming up here, Paula told me that President Thrasher's a pro. He's already introduced my wife and my children and my parents, and I'm glad they're a part of this with me, so thank you, sir, for doing that. Not long ago, in December of 2000, which seems like a long time, but it's really not, I was sitting right where you were. You blink, now I turned 40 a couple weeks ago. I've been married 12 years, and tomorrow Renee and I will celebrate our 12th wedding anniversary. So happy anniversary, Renee, and I love you very much. And an idea and a company in ReliaQuest that I founded will turn 10 this year. This year, ReliaQuest will hire 150 new employees. Next year, we'll hire more than 250 employees. We hope a lot of that comes out of these ranks, and there's many of you sitting in the audience that will soon join our offices in Tampa, Vegas, or throughout the country, so welcome. I spent weeks thinking about what I wanted to say. I made the mistake of sending out the question to a group text message that I have, a lot of friends that I graduated with at Florida State, asking them if they could go back to when they were graduating, what advice would they give themselves, and nothing changes. I got mostly sarcasm and people making fun of me, so don't think that changes when you graduate. So I took the track of thinking about what was I thinking about when I sat where you are. I can tell you it wasn't founding ReliaQuest. I accepted an offer with PricewaterhouseCoopers, or now we call it PwC. It's a lot easier. I accepted an offer with PwC and did a basic math equation from my checking account that told me I couldn't make it long enough to their March starting class, and they had a class starting in December, and I was able to work with my professors at FSU, take my exams a week early, and start in December. So I was actually driving back to my own commencement ceremony for the December commencement, and I remember sitting there thinking of how excited I was to go to work, how much I loved already being at work, getting a laptop and a bag with a name on it was the coolest thing, a business card. I was official. I've always wanted a business card. I've always loved to work. From the time I got my first job at Publix bagging groceries through working at the FSU College of Law in the administrative office, handing out pens and paper and delivering mail, I'd always managed to get lost in that building, and I did last night ahead of the reception as my wife laughed at me. I've always loved to work. And so sitting here, I can remember thinking, this is it. Now it's time to go find success. Now it's time to go win. It's time to go be great. At the time, I thought success was this singular thing, this destination. It's almost like you could plot a course to it, or it's a place that you pack a bag and get on a plane or drive to. It's a destination. Once you get there, you're done, you're good. Set it down, I've reached success, and I will just sit here and do nothing. It was a point that I needed to run to. I couldn't have been more wrong. What I've learned over a short period of time since I've left Florida State is that success is multiple. Success is interdependent, it's dynamic, and it means something different to everybody. Success is personal. Success is something that you strive for, and I'm not sure if you reach it, because I can honestly say at this point, I don't consider myself all that successful. I don't truly think I've achieved success, and I'm excited about running towards it to see where that might be. And hopefully I'll never reach it. Hopefully it's something I just keep striving for. So right about now, everybody's posting online. I got the bad speaker, and when's he gonna get to the point? So it's okay, I'm not on social media, so I won't see those things, but I'm sure The 200 plus people that I work with will be forwarding them to me as we speak. So I thought about some ways that I could help, some things that I use every day, some things that have driven me, and I describe those as 3 ingredients, and then I want to leave you with 2 questions that I hope you can ask yourself at any time, whether it be 5 minutes out the door here or at some point when you see challenge or a victory in your future. And those 3 ingredients for me are attitude, energy, and effort. Pretty basic concepts, things that you've heard about throughout your life. Coaches have probably yelled at you across some field from 5 years old on about one of those 3 things, or teachers have talked to your parents or family members. Very basic. That's the point. Don't make your journey to success that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. And then the 2 questions. Questions that I've asked myself since I was a kid, I continue to ask myself today, and now we use at ReliaQuest every day to challenge ourselves to see how far we can go. And that's how good can we be, and why not us? So let's start with attitude. In 2007, I started ReliaQuest. Got off to a rocket start, startup company, started hiring, had 6 employees coming into September of 2008, and started to notice our customers started canceling contracts, and you're watching TV and you're seeing the world melt down around you, and newscasters are losing their minds about the financial market performance. And that was the beginning of the 2nd worst financial crisis in the history of the United States of America. So, sitting there with 6 employees, my 3-year-old daughter, Devin, my wife is pregnant with our son, Parker. Mortgage, bills, payroll, I was burning through cash, spending everything in savings, and leveraging every piece of credit I ever had. These are the times in life where the spectators in your life will come out of the woodwork. They'll fill in the arena. They're going to sit in the stands, and they're going to watch. If you get a chance as you're walking out, Google search Theodore Roosevelt and the arena quote. It's a pretty powerful view of life. Everybody, some means well, some people meant well and they didn't know how to help. I can tell you, if you're ever dealing with somebody going through a tough time in business or anything, don't ask them, do you think you're going to make it? Man, you must be terrified. Like, how are you paying the bills? That doesn't help. Little tip. And then you turn on the news and it's nothing but negativity. I can remember a day standing in a mirror and I asked myself a series of questions. Can you do this? Yes. Do you work with good people? Yes. Do the people that matter, the people who are in the arena with you, are they standing with you? Yes. My wife, Renee, and I give her all the credit in the world, was standing firmly next to me and said, just go get it. So I decided to start ignoring the spectators, ignore the crowd, ignore the stands, and focus on the people in the arena. We went step by step and we started the grind, and it paid off. While everybody else was focused on the things they couldn't do, or focused on how bad the economy was, or focused on how the world was ending, we were capturing market share. We were finding those companies that were finding ways to win and needed our help. And by the time we came out of the Great Recession, we were slingshot ahead of everybody. It worked. In our 10 years of being in business, there's only 1 year where ReliaQuest hasn't doubled in size, and that year we grew 40%. So for you business majors, that's pretty good. Last year we grew 360% in our core business. It's all attitude. That's the attitude that was formed back when we all had to look at each other and say, how are we going to perceive what is coming at us? How are we going to interpret what's coming at us? So I will challenge you, as you move on, as you go forward, pay attention to your attitude. It's your filter. How are you reading that email? How are you reading that text message? What are the people around you saying around you? And focus on not necessarily being positive all the time. That's impossible. But as Trevor Moad of the Moad Group tells us at ReliaQuest, just don't be negative. Energy. Energy is an interesting one. You run at the pace that we run. Last week, to give you an example, I was across the East time zone and West time zone 4 different times, back and forth. I can't count the number of flights that I was on or the number of meetings I were in, and I don't really all remember any more people put me in a room and press play. Energy, it's an important one. In entrepreneurship, I've heard a lot and read a lot, and in business and anything in professional life, as I talk to people, there's this challenge of, can you be good at what you do and be a good mother, father, partner, significant other, son, daughter? Can you be a good person? Can you have it all? Most people would tell you no. I disagree with that. I think it's about an allocation of energy. So as I look at what's made me successful is focus. I think about what's most important to me. I love my wife. I love my children. I love my company. And I allocate accordingly. I don't go to certain events. I don't waste time. I don't talk about what I'm going to do one day. I don't bloviate. I don't find opportunities to talk about how great we are or all the things we're going to do one day. When you go to the ReliaQuest corporate office, there's a diagram that an artist painted on the wall that took elements of our logo and made it look like a dog barking. I appreciate that. That had a dog barking. He says, "No show dogs." So what I challenge you to do is don't listen to those in the arena. Don't listen to those show dogs. Focus on what's most important. Focus on what's in front of you and execute. Those show dogs will waste your time and waste your energy, so don't pay attention to them. Finally, effort. Effort's easy. Quick thing I've learned is to beat me, you have to outwork me. I can control that. Work hard. When you think you're working hard, work harder. I have two older brothers. They're 7, 8 years older than me. My mom and dad were married at 18 and had 2 kids by the time that they were 20 years old. They made the decision after being snowed in upstate New York to drive down to Florida and start a new life. Beat up car, probably less money than all of you will spend in a bar tab tonight. I can't imagine how scared they were. You grow up in the Murphy family, you learn how to work. We saw it all around us. They never complained. They got to work and they did a great job at raising their kids, and they were there for us all the time. I encourage you to work hard. It's the easiest thing that you can do, is just continue to work. Find something you're passionate about and do it better than anybody else is willing to do it. So going forward to the 2 questions, I challenge you as you move on into your careers, as you move on to further education, to ask yourself 2 questions. How good can you be, and why not you? Why not have the next leader in global finance in this room? Why not have the next leader in education? Why not have the next leader in the arts? Why not have the next leader in government? Why not you? And when you get to some place that you're proud of, ask yourself how good you can be. And you will join an elite group of people that can call themselves Florida State alumni, and you will hear the same chant that I hear as I travel throughout the country, the same chant you'll hear at Florida State on a Saturday or a Tuesday or whatever sports team that you show, and they'll be chanting it to you, and they'll be yelling, "How about them Noles?" Congratulations, class of 2017. Thank you for letting me come speak with you today, and as always, go Noles.